It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A feel-good breakfast show this morning. This is Expresso and we're live on 3. We're talking about your health this morning. We all have amazing goals and we really want our health to be good. But we're also talking about leukemia and cancer this morning. If you have a story to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. This is your show. 083-913-3728. That is our direct line. You are live when you call us this morning.
And I think a lot of people could use some inspiration when talking about a topic like this. I think what's most heartbreaking, as you mentioned, that this affects children particularly. How is it formed? What causes leukemia?
Yes, so what you've got is the turnover of cells. The normal human body has a wonderful ability to recycle and to manufacture these components of the blood. So the white cells are made, they're manufactured, they circulate in the bloodstream. They have the function of engulfing foreign organisms and, killing them. It's like a war that constantly wages. What happens with leukemia specifically is that recycling process of the normal white cell going through its different phases and stages and eventually dying and then recycling in terms of new cells being made by the bone marrow and being released again into the bloodstream. That process is affected. The mechanisms that actually control the growth of those white cells is affected in this type of cancer, for example, where the form and the structure of that white cell is different to your normal white cells. It's abnormal. And in that, you can imagine it then grows uncontrollably. The size of it's too big, for example. There are too many of them. And those unhealthy white cells then actually take up a lot of space in the bone marrow, allowing less space in that tissue for normal cells. Yeah. And that's what happens. And then you have then a shortage of good functioning white cells to actually protect you against things like infection and bleeding and so forth and so forth. And that's why you then develop the symptoms often quite late in the disease, which are not picked up.
I can't help but think, as a parent, you immediately think, what did I do wrong? You want to blame, or you ask questions.
Protect my child.
Yes,
what triggered it, exactly.
Yeah, what triggered it? I mean, I've got so much to ask about this. What kind of tests do they do? I mean, so I know the process because we have someone that has cancer. So I know that it's not an immediate visit and then you get told. It's a series of tests that you go through. What is the process? I mean, what happens?
So the process involves, firstly, it normally gets picked up with the abnormal amount of white cells. Then we have to go and look in detail at the structure of those cells under a microscope where they do a differential cell count. If the typing of the abnormal formed cell needs to be done, they then might even need to take a bone marrow sample. Okay. And those cells then get studied in detail. The genetic makeup of those cells, their structure, the receptors, etc. That gets looked at in great detail. And from then on, we can then plan which exact subtype of leukemia you have and then only plan the correct therapy or treatment for that type of leukemia.
Well, we've got Gail now joining us from Johannesburg. A very good morning, Gail. Welcome from all of us on the team and the doctor as well. What is your question or comment? Gail? Good morning, Gail. Are you there?
It seems like we can't
looks
hear
like
Gail
we've
this
lost her.
morning.
Well, please, if you've got a story that connects you to leukemia specifically, or in fact to any cancer-related story, hopefully something to inspire us, please give us a shout. 083-913-3728. Well, it seems that inspiration is at hand. Guys?